We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. You clicked on it. I shall deliver. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video. I have unearthed a clip from Devin Haney back in June that reveals that his intent, he's been thinking about this for a while, suing Ryan Garcia, proposing a lawsuit. He basically forewarned you and let you know that this was coming, right? And in the next few minutes, I will let you listen to it, but I want to re-examine this whole scenario for you guys. Without further ado, let's first listen to Devin Haney back in June of this year when he did an interview with the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Roll the clip.
The shit that he did, I want to make him pay for the shit that he did in the ring, out the ring. However, we not friends. It ain't none of that. Like I said, he gonna pay for what he did in the ring and out the ring. I mean that in many different ways. When you sign a contract, he said that he's gonna be clean going into the fight. I'm gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nothing in my system. It ain't gonna be nothing in his system. And he didn't hold up his bargain. He didn't hold up on his side of that. So he will pay. I want to get it back in blood in the ring, but also outside the ring. I'm still a businessman at the end of the day, and people admire me because of my business sense and for the.
So that was Devin Haney. Now I let you guys listen to it unfiltered, uncut, no commentary. Now I want to re-examine some of the spots that he said with you. He said he's gonna pay for the ish that he done.
He did. I want to make him pay.
I want to make Ryan Garcia pay
for the shit that he did in the ring, out the ring.
In the ring, out the ring. So what else does that mean? In the ring, out the ring. Lawsuit, apparently.
However, we
are not friends.
Friends, it ain't none of that. Like I said, he gonna pay for what he did in the ring and out the ring.
And he's reiterating it.
I mean that in many different ways. When you sign a contract, he said that he's gonna be clean going into the fight. I'm gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nothing in my system. It ain't gonna be nothing in his system. And he didn't hold up his bargain.
Okay, that part. Again, I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you won't illegally search my. I gotta take y'all down this. Hold on. I got 99 problems, but it ain't one hit me. I gotta do like Hove and one take this. This is what I've been saying from jump ever since this lawsuit was announced. Listen again, because I think a lot of you guys missed it. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how this plays out. I'm a YouTuber and a content creator, and I'm giving you my opinion of the circumstance. But I want you guys to hear it again, what he said. So he's already forewarned Ryan Garcia, right, that a lawsuit was coming. He didn't outright say it, but it sounded like he was getting his ducks in a row, because he multiple times, Devin Haney said, I'm going to make him pay. Like, I actually have the quote. For the ish that he did, I want to make him pay for the ish that he did. And you know what ish means. Ish. In the ring, out the ring. These are his words. However, he gonna pay for what he did in the ring and out the ring. He says it again. I mean that in many different ways. He will pay. He being Ryan Garcia. I want to get it back in blood in the ring, but also outside the ring. So this is like at least 3 times in a small stretch of interview where he literally repeated himself multiple times. In the ring, out the ring. We get it. You're going to sue him. We now know it was a lawsuit, right? But he was warning you. He just didn't come out and say a lawsuit on the Ariel Helwani show. But also outside the ring, I'm still a businessman at the end of the day, and people admire me because of my business sense. Now, throw that out the window. That whole statement was fraudulent, because from what I've seen, people are reaming you and destroying you, Tim Bradley and all these other people, and they're saying Keyshawn Davis. So it's so funny. This is what the usual suspects do. Boxing Ego says something. I give my honest opinion. You guys gripe. Some of you guys say, oh, but you're not a pro fighter. You're a YouTuber. What do you know? Okay. But Keyshawn Davis is a pro fighter, an active one at that. And he's saying the same things. Like, basically, it's a bad look. Robert Garcia, Tim Bradley. These are all pro fighters, people who fought, and they're saying the same thing. So I must not be doing that bad. So Devin's saying, I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I don't think that sounded great, but whatever. And people admire me because of my business sense. But if you look anywhere on the internet, people are going off on him for the lawsuit, saying this ain't it, and this is not the proper way to handle it. But I digress. I'm gonna go back to the point I wanted you guys to hear. Listen.
Different ways. When you sign a contract, he said that he's gonna be clean going into the fight. I'm gonna be clean. It ain't gonna be nothing in my system. It ain't gonna be nothing in his system. And he didn't hold up his bargain. He didn't hold up on his side of that.
Boom. That's the part I want you guys to hear. Again, this is not a legal advice channel or anything like that. But he said basically that going into this fight, I said I'd be clean, nothing in my system. He did the same thing. And he didn't hold up his end of the bargain, right? So he's saying he's got to pay for that. And we now know that he's talking about in the form of a lawsuit. The problem is this, which I've said from day one when this whole lawsuit business came into fruition, is it's easy to say something like a fighter could say, I'm gonna whoop you on Saturday, and then they don't whoop the person, right? Saying it is one thing. Doing it and executing is another thing. So the problem herein lies with what Devin's saying. Devin is saying that we agreed to these terms and you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, therefore I got to sue you, right? And make you pay. But the problem is this. According to Ryan, whether you believe it or not, according to Ryan Garcia, he is claiming unintentional ingestion of the ostarine. Follow me? Which means the burden lies with you, the plaintiff, and your team to prove him to be a liar. So for me, I don't really know, and it doesn't look good based on the complaint. I have the lawsuit. How do you prove that? You have to, it's like, let's say the police detectives, somebody unalive somebody, we believe it's whoever, Richard Ramirez, right? The Night Stalker. We believe it's him. You have to place him at the scene of the crime. You have to have more than a circumstantial case, or you would want more than a circumstantial case to convict, right? And you've even seen people who don't have enough information at the beginning, even though they suspect this person is the culprit. So they'll just wait. They have no choice but to wait and release the person after questioning them because they don't have enough to actually arrest him and prosecute him. And if you go about it wrong, you'll end up blowing the case. So here's my thing with the Devin Haney. He just said, you signed up and you agreed to this, and then you didn't hold your end of the bargain. But he's saying that it was unintentional. And circumstantially, if you have a circumstantial case, you got to look at it from his angle, which is circumstantially, it is a bit weird for a person to pass all through training camp and then wait till the week of the fight to start juicing intentionally because they want to cheat. So if you have a circumstantial case, that's a circumstantial argument. And again, even if the detectives think they know who did the crime, you got to be able to actually illustrate that. So I don't really know how this civil suit plays out. I'm not Ryan Garcia. Maybe he chooses, or they say, hey, it's worth your money or your time to settle out of court. I don't know how it's going to play out. But based on what I've read in the lawsuit, they got their work cut out for them because, again, the burden of proof is on you to prove. I understand you're mad about it. I understand you're emotional about it. I understand you didn't want it to happen to you. I understand that had you known, things would have been different. But that's coulda, shoulda, woulda. Now you and your team, your legal team, has the daunting task of going above and beyond what has already been done in terms of punishment. He's already suspended. I believe he has to do random drug testing with the commission. He had to pay, I think, $1 million fine to Golden Boy. You want more than that. You're doing a civil suit and you want X amount of dollars, trying to set precedents. So the burden is definitely on you to prove that above and beyond what's already happened, you know, that you should be, you know, given money and you suffered financial loss and blah, blah, blah. And again, you got to prove that Ryan Garcia is intentionally juicing. And you can listen to me. You can listen to, there's a lot, I assure you, a lot of low quality content. People who are going to say the opposite of me, content creators that just try to jam out quick videos, 2-minute videos and stuff, and, you know, get a quick click. I'm breaking it down and I'm telling you how courts work in the judicial system, right? So you can believe me. Again, there's a lot of lacking when it comes to boxing analysis in 2024, where people really aren't talking about anything. Audio quality is bad. The visual quality is bad. Cheap thumbnails, all these types of things. Take my word for it. Don't. It doesn't matter to me. The pay is still the same. The burden of proof is on Team Haney, and we'll see what his lawyer can do. But you are the one that, and here's the other thing. You've added so many people and you've incriminated, you know, added so many names to this list. Golden Boy and Dave Honig, Ryan Garcia. This looks desperate. It looks like a desperate plea where I'm going to throw ish on a wall just hoping something sticks. Hopefully somewhere in here there's a person to be blamed and we can prove it. That's what it looks like. If you have a well put together case, you narrow your focus. In my opinion, your focus is narrowed. Like, what did Golden Boy do? Like, and again, you can listen to me or other content creators, because other content creators say, oh yeah, sue him, Dev, sue him for everything he got and all that. And they're encouraging the lawsuit and they say it's a good look. That remains to be seen. We'll see. We'll see if this is a good look, you know, depending on the outcome, because if Devin doesn't really get anywhere from here, then this tarnishes his reputation. Since you've already pulled the trigger on the lawsuit, the best thing I guess you can do is proceed with it and win a lot of money, you know, which is, I guess, your intent, to have this civil suit and get paid out in damages or pain and suffering or whatever, fraud and all this other stuff. But I think you need to, in court cases, you got to narrow your focus. And the more you narrow your focus, usually the better it is. Because if you're prosecuting somebody for whatever and you start saying, oh, Richard Ramirez, but his cousin, his brother, like, what does the cousin and brother have to do with this? And again, when you start adding names to the equation and other people are on the complaint, I guess you're turning in your civil suit, then it makes the task even more cumbersome, because not only do you have to prove that Ryan did X, Y, and Z, you got to blame Dave Honig, who's a New York strength and conditioning coach. How do you prove, like Ryan said, it was a tainted supplement? He did work with Ryan, but how do you prove his guilt? Like, do you have a private eye? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have a some kind of wild card private investigator or something where they have some crazy intel. But this, to me, from the outward looking in, it doesn't look that thought out and meticulous. Furthermore, Golden Boy. Why did you add Golden Boy to this equation and complaint? Meaning Oscar De La Hoya is in charge of Golden Boy, right? What did they do? Like, what is the real complaint with Golden Boy? They didn't, unless you believe, did they give Ryan Osterine? Did they intentionally know Ryan was on Osterine? You know, and they did something illegal. Like I don't really even understand it. Like what did Golden Boy do? And again, the more fingers you point, the more people you have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that they wronged you. You know, as far as like the pay-per-view, I don't think this fight sold how they thought the fight sold. So it looks like they're just shooting in the dark. And the better thing is, I shoot. If you guys shoot, the better thing is to, you know, pull your position, hold the gun the right way, take aim, focus in, lock in on the target, and shoot. You don't just go in like willy-nilly like some person playing Call of Duty and it's their first time playing. They just mashing the buttons. So to me, this lawsuit was foreshadowed by Devin Haney, but you had all this time, this couple months, and this looks exactly the same as the complaint that you filed with New York State Athletic Commission, and you wanted not only the fight to be overturned to the point where it's like the fight didn't exist and it doesn't count as a win or a loss on your record, you wanted it to be a win, and New York Commission didn't give you that, which I told you they weren't going to give you. And I was right yet again, because I'm big money ego. So this doesn't look too much different than that complaint. And if that was the precursor to the actual lawsuit, and then the commission didn't rule truly in your favor like that, Ryan, and people don't know this, Ryan Garcia, what he's suspended for is not declaring his supplement on a particular form. That's why they like ultimately suspended him. People think it's like the actual cause is ostarine and this and that. Why they suspended him is the failure in the declaration forms. And some people don't even really know that. So to me, I don't think Devin Haney truly got everything that his team wanted when it came to the commission, because they wanted Ryan banned longer than a year. They were saying like 5 years and lifetime bans. And they also wanted the fight to be overturned and to be counted as a +1 win over Ryan Garcia because of the ostarine test. So we'll see how this lawsuit plays out. But Devin's been warning for a while that this was to come. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel for high quality boxing content. If you do not want high quality boxing content, this is not the channel for you. And there's several channels and content creators, you know, that do that. But this is what I do. Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe.